Hello and welcome back to Utica TV Overtime, where each week we will keep you up to date with everything that's going on with your Utica Pioneers. I'm your host, Andres Jaime Mendez.
And I'm James Brown. Let's get right into the action from the past week and preview some games over spring break.
Last Wednesday, the women's lacrosse team played rival SUNY Poly and dominated with a 20-0 victory. The Pioneers were led by Samantha DeCondo as she had 6 goals and 5 ground balls, including a hat trick in the first 2 minutes of the first period. She was helped by Abby Gerling as she had a career-high 4 goals and 7 ground balls. Freshman Brees Burlingame made her first career start and earned her first career win as she had a shutout with 5 saves. The Pioneers' defense was excellent as they were 14 for 14, clearing the ball while limiting SUNY Poly to just 6 shots the whole game.
After receiving an at-large bid in the NCAA Division III tournament, the men's basketball team took on Babson University in the first round this past Friday. Babson came into this game red hot, ending the season with 6 straight wins, as well as their conference championship. Let's take a look at the highlights to see how the Pioneers fared. The first half was a back-and-forth battle as these two powerhouses traded buckets, but it was around the 9-minute mark where Utica would finally find its stride. An 8-0 run led by Dayon Thompson had the Pioneers sitting pretty, but the Beavers would find their way back into this game after some costly turnovers. Babson led 32-30 heading into the half.
The second half of play is where star point guard Darius Hopkins took over. The graduate student did not want to go home, and it was obvious as he exploded with 17 points in the second half, including 3 clutch buckets beyond the arc. Nate Amando would keep it close for the Beavers, but his 24-point effort was not enough. The Utica Pioneers kept on dancing as they took this one by a score of 72-60. Hopkins' 21 points aided the Pioneers to their first NCAA tournament win since 2006 to keep their incredible season alive.
On Saturday afternoon, the Utica University women's ice hockey team played against Nazareth College for the UCHC Championship in Rochester. In the first period, Utica's goalie Angela Hawthorne stopped 14 shots, but Nazareth started off strong, taking a 1-0 lead. In the second period, Utica fought back hard and racked up 2 goals when Maggie Rylott scored off of an assist from Carolyn Whitney, and Carly Stefanini made a gorgeous give-and-go along with Erica Sloan.
The Pioneers maintained their lead into the final period when Nazareth traded their goalie for an extra player and managed to tie things up with only 8 seconds left in the game, sending it into overtime. Ultimately, Nazareth won in double overtime with a final score of 3-2. Nonetheless, congratulations on a great season, ladies.
History was made Saturday night at the Utica Memorial Auditorium as the men's ice hockey team faced off against the Nazareth Golden Flyers during the final game in the UCHC Conference. During the first period, it was a tough-fought and unfortunate ending for the Pioneers as the Golden Flyers snuck a goal near the end of the first period. Fans were not happy, and neither was the team, as they made a point putting in Nazareth in its place for the second period. Senior Brandon Osmondson put Utica back in the game, tying the score just 2 minutes left just 2 minutes into the second period.
And just when fans were ready to stretch their legs, Dante Zapata raised the excitement with another goal, putting Utica in the lead 2-1. Near the final 10 minutes of play, Buster Larson got nothing but net on a power play goal assist by Osmondson and Regan Kavanaugh. Utica knew they had a win in the bag until the third period when Nazareth caught up to the leads, setting the score at 3-4. With under 2 minutes left, Zapata put everyone's minds at ease, scoring the 5th and final goal of the UCHC season for the Pioneers and naming them UCHC champions. This was the perfect ending to their season, and we are so proud to be Pioneers as they head on to the NCAA tournament.
The men's basketball season came to a halt this past Saturday after heading up to New Jersey to go up against Rowan University. In a close game, Rowan University just snagged the win over the Pioneers. Rowan started off the game hot, taking an 8-0 lead, but the Pioneers responded quickly with a 3-pointer to close the gap. Unfortunately, the Pioneers would be playing catch-up like this for much of the game.
Rowan would get a 4-0 run, and the Pioneers would grab a couple of buckets to make up for it, but the whole game had the Pioneers trailing by just a few points. Came down to the last 5 minutes of the game when the score was 69-55 and Utica started to put in the work to cut the score difference to 75-66 toward the end of the second half. Unfortunately, Rowan continued to hold out and win with a score of 83-72.
The men's basketball season ends 23-5 overall. This is the first time in the last 17 seasons that the men made it into the NCAA tournament. Congratulations on a great season, fellas. On Wednesday, March 8th, the women's lacrosse team is playing against SUNY Oswego. Come out and cheer for your Pioneers for the third game of the season at 4 p.m. in Gaetano Stadium.
If you're staying in the area this weekend and looking for something to do, support the men's lacrosse team this Saturday in a game against Castleton University. With your help, Gaetano Stadium could be packed for this game, scheduled to start at 2 p.m.
If you're looking for something to do next Wednesday, consider stopping by Gaetano Stadium when the men's lacrosse team will be taking on SUNY Brockport. This game is scheduled to start at 3 p.m. and it's sure to be an exciting matchup.
After a weekend full of celebrating for the men's hockey team, they need to lock back in this weekend as tournament play finally begins next weekend. The Pioneers earned themselves the overall #1 seed and a well-deserved bye week. They will play the winner of Plymouth State and the University of New England. That game will definitely be something to keep an eye on, as UNE was the team that ended their season just a year ago. The Pioneers will hope that they can possibly get some revenge next week.
This will be the biggest game all year for the men, so come down to the Adirondack Bank Center next Saturday, March 18th, to support your Pioneers.
And that's all the Utica sports that we have for you this week. Be sure to keep an eye out for our Moose Minute series. It takes an inside look at your Pioneer athletes.
Be sure to follow us on social media to see when Utica TV will be broadcasting your Utica Athletics.
Thanks for watching. Have a wonderful spring break. And always remember to fear the moose.